Hey friends, and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Morgan and I am so excited because today is the day we are going to start planting this garden. It is May 24th and it's only 50 degrees today, but this week we are supposed to get up to the 80s, so I figured let's start with some of the plants that require a little less heat. So we're gonna get going on the potatoes. We'll see where the day takes us. It's about 5 p.m. and I'm just gonna see how much we can get done in this little time that we have set aside for the day. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so before we get planting, I just wanted to quickly show you what varieties of potatoes we have gotten this year. I got my potatoes from two different locations. So the first location was actually from Tractor Supply here in Wyoming, and I haven't seen potatoes there in the past, but this year I did stumble across some probably in late April, and it's currently May 24th, so about a month ago. First kind is these Yukon Golds. I've grown Yukon Golds in the past. I've had really good success with them. They've stored super well for us. So I'm excited because I know these are tried and true. And then from Tractor Supply as well, I also got these Adirondack Blue potatoes. I've never used these in the past. I do know some people don't like them just because they dye your food purple or like a bluish tint and make it kind of weird looking. So if you're having chicken noodle soup, you will then have purple chicken noodle soup. So we'll see how I like that. I don't know. I've never done anything like this before, but I'm super excited to try it. And then from Territorial, I have 5 different varieties. The first I have are these Yukon Golds. Again, these are just mini tubulars from Territorial. So these are so tiny. And I'm super excited to try these because I've never tried the mini tubulars before. I did use Yukon Golds last year from Territorial, but they were the full-size seed potatoes. So super excited to see how I like these. Then we have Blackberry. I think these will be pretty similar to that Adirondack Blue, where the potato itself is super purple. So interested to see how we like that. And then we have, oh, these guys have gone crazy. These cherry red potatoes. So these will just be your typical red potato. I don't know if these are great for storage, but these are all just kind of trial this year, and I'm super excited to see. And then things are out of control. And then we have caribou russet potatoes from Territorial. These are supposed to be really good storage potatoes, so super excited about that. We love storage potatoes, although based off of how these have stored the past month, I don't know. We'll see. And then the final one, the tag fell off, but we have Carola. I'm not really sure how to say it, but these are also supposed to be really good for just cooking with, eating like a breakfast potato or something like that, and then also really good for storage. So we'll get going and we will see how we like them. First thing I like to do when I'm planting potatoes is just lay them out just so I can see spacing wise how they're looking, how many we have, and then we'll start digging and planting. All right. Here's a look into the potatoes. This is literally not even half of them. I just wanted to get them all laid out before we get too ahead of ourselves, especially because it's getting late and the wind is coming up. So now that I've got them all laid out, I've got the spacing, I'm gonna start planting. All right, now for the planting. I don't even know if these potatoes are gonna work. They are so beyond great and prime, but you know what? We're gonna do our best. So for planting, all we're gonna do is just burn a hole in the cloth about the same size as the potato, and enough to get our shovel in. And then all you do is just dig your hole. If you cut the hole instead of dig it, the fabric will just fray pretty bad. So it's much better that you burn it instead of cut it. All right, we're just trying to plant these potatoes about 4 to 6 inches deep. So I've got my hole in here. I'm just going to put my potato in. You want to make sure that the sprouted side is up. And then I'm just going to fill it in on top, and we're just gonna bury her. Just like that. And then I'm just gonna keep working down the rows. Continue on. And then I like to just give them a good watering right after. Well, friends, silly me forgot that our lighter was almost out, and sure enough, it ran out. We did get all of the territorial seeds planted, but we still have to do the Tractor Supply seed potatoes. So let me show you what we got, and then I'm gonna have to head into town. We've got quite the weather coming in, so while it storms, I'm gonna head into town, and then we'll pick it back up either tonight or tomorrow. All right. That's everything that we got done so far. All right, friends, I am losing sunlight very quickly, but before I'm done for today, I just wanted to get some potatoes in the ground just to finish out what we've been doing. So I am currently working on the third row. I got all of the Yukon Golds that came from the Tractor Supply Co. completed, and now I'm just working on the purple potatoes. But the Tractor Supply potatoes were gigantic. Like, some of them were this big. And so when that happens, I just wanted to let you all know that you can in fact cut your seed potatoes. You just want to make sure that there's multiple eyes on every portion that you're cutting. So when I say eyes, I mean these, where they've just ever so slightly began to sprout. That's what we call an eye. And you just want to make sure that there are multiple eyes on every portion that you cut. And this is a perfect example. Okay, these are really cool. See how this part of this potato has a lot of these eyes? Look like that. That's a perfect potato, and you want to make sure that you're just planting the eyes up so they're facing the sky. An example of a potato you wouldn't want to plant is something like this, where you literally, there's nothing on it. That's just, it's not gonna sprout, or it might sprout, but it's gonna take a really long time. So that's a perfect example of a potato that you probably wouldn't want to put in versus one that you would. So I'm gonna get just a couple of these put in the ground. I just have about 10 more potatoes to put in, and then I will be done with the third row. I'm gonna call that good for potatoes because there's only 2 of us, and I've probably planted far too many potatoes. I think last year I only planted 8 potatoes in total, and I got enough to last us through January. So my goal is to get enough to last us much longer, and hopefully to get some seed potatoes for this upcoming year, but we'll see. All right, friends, and just like that, I am done for the day. I got more potatoes planted, and I'm gonna call it a day. Thank you so much for joining me and coming to hang out. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And if you know anyone that would enjoy these videos, please feel free to share. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.